You might be overthinking your way into failure and you might not even realize it. I really believe that the difference between people who succeed and achieve extraordinary things in their life, whatever that may be for them, and the people who don't, I believe it's because not because they're more talented, not because they're smarter, not because they're just destined that way. I really believe it's because they don't overthink as much as the people who don't succeed. The people who succeed don't overthink as much as the people who don't succeed. And the reason why I say that is because a lot of times when we have these flashes of ideas, and I'm speaking to myself as much as I'm speaking to you, because I do feel like this has been an ongoing theme in my life, in business, in relationships, in athletics, in a lot of things in my life. I think every time I can pinpoint so many different places, every time I've overthunk something where I hesitated a half a second too long on a decision, where I just kind of over obsessed, over planned something instead of just jumping in, making mistakes, breaking stuff along the way. I did not reach the level of success I wanted. As opposed to when I did something, right? I just went out and just kind of did something without really thinking about it too long. I didn't have all the necessary pieces in place, and I just went out for it and just said, "Fuck it," right? I succeeded and I had amazing success and I had like these amazing results, and every time, and it was crazy because this took my lady who was talking to me recently, and I was overthinking something, right? I wanted to do something like completely like perfect. I wanted to have it perfect. And she was like, "Malcolm, you just gotta do it, bro. Like just do it." And you're always in your head and you stay in your head for too long, just do it. And I was like, "You're right." And it caused me to really think at the times where I had tremendous success, I just did some stuff. Like a few years ago, like 6, 7 years ago at this point, my dad and I, my stepmom, we have, this online business, or we were starting this online business, right? We had our podcast and stuff like that. We didn't know what we were going to do with it. We just did it, and we made mistakes along the way. We said, instead of saying, we're going to record our podcast like everybody else does, we said, we're going to go live, and that's just going to be our shtick. We're going to go live. And we made mistakes along the way. We did episodes with a camera or with the mics weren't on, when we weren't recording. We did shows where the stream would drop, but we just made mistakes along the way. And then after 520 episodes, it became something that I could not believe I wouldn't have fathomed when we started if I would have just tried to plan everything like I normally do. I stay in my head a really long time when it comes to planning things out and wanting things to be perfect, but perfecting something, and I know a lot of people deal with this as well when it comes to like wanting to be perfect. They want their idea, they want their best foot to be forward. They want to show the world their best. And I get that. And I totally get that. And I'm the same way. But being perfect is an action. Like, you have to actually perfect it. If you look at me and my dad's show, from show 1 to show 519, it's completely different. And you can say we've perfected it over time. And it didn't just start that way. So when you want something to be perfect, you want the roads to be clear to start that diet, to start that workout plan. You want to start on a Monday, the first of the month, at the first of the at the beginning of January 1. Like, you want everything to just kind of be perfect, and life is not like that. Sometimes you have to start that diet on a Wednesday because Tuesday you woke up feeling terrible from the night before because you ate like trash. Sometimes you just got to start it in the middle of the week because that's just how it has to go. There were times where I knew everything I needed to do. And I still overthunk something. I've had a thing where I can have an idea Friday, obsess, overthink about it, analyze it, overanalyze that, and by Monday it's a terrible idea and I scrap it. When if I would have just tried it, who knows what could have happened? Like, who knows? Right? Like, it could have been an amazing idea. It could have set, my family up for, for generations, because I just second guessed myself to the point where it just became a bad idea. So the point of this video, I'm guessing, like, I guess, is to just say, fuck it, make some mistakes, break stuff along the way. Like, try, fail, try again, figure it out along the way, because that's where I think the difference between people who succeed and the people who don't lie. It's just in that how much data you need. Like, for me, my threshold has always been like, I probably need 85% to 90% of variables to, I have to know 85% to 90% of the variables before I move forward. But every time that I've had crazy success, I've gone with 60 to 70%. Like, that threshold is much lower. And I think a lot of people, if you probably watch videos on YouTube, you probably heard amazing stories of entrepreneurs or people who just done amazing things in their life, and they just did. They didn't have a special system. They just did. They're like, yo, I'm just going with the force, bro. Like, I'm just going wherever the wind takes me. And that's where I'm going to make sure and I'm not going to stop. I'm not going to stop. I'm not going to let anybody stop. I'm not going to let anything stop me. But I'm just going with it. And I don't need, a special website to get started. Like, I've seen people like create businesses, and they don't need a special website to get started. They don't need all of their emails written out in a sequence. They just are going with the flow. And I've always envied people like that. I've always envied people who could just take that leap. And because I've never really been that person, you know what I'm saying? And I'm seeing now, I'm 31, I have 2 kids, and I'm seeing now that sometimes you just have to just go for it. Like, I want everything in this neat little box, and life doesn't work that way. You know what I mean? Sometimes you have to break a couple things along the way. You have to break your own self-doubt. You have to break your own ego to kind of get to that next step. And that's where I am. And that's where I think a lot of people find themselves. I have this one story, right, that I kind of always go back to. It was my junior year in high school, and I was, I played football, all my life. So it's my junior year in high school, first year on varsity, and I'm hyped. I am hyped because if you play sports, your junior year is the year to show something for college coaches, so you can get recruited to play college ball and then possibly go further. Yeah, but junior year, I'm hyped, and we're going to training camp. And, I'm seeing the depth chart and stuff like that. I'm playing strong safety, right? And there's a senior ahead of me who was playing the year before. So automatically in his mind, the spot is his, right? So we go into training camp. I have an amazing camp. Like, I am balling. I have an amazing camp. And then, we go into training. We go away to camp. We're doing the 3-day camps, 3-day practices and stuff like that. Again, have an amazing camp. I ball out, right? So coming right out of camp is over. We have a scrimmage, right? It's a gauntlet scrimmage with like 4 other high school teams. Everybody plays each team, things like that. It's a whole like round robin type of thing. And right before the game starts, the first scrimmage starts, I lie to you not. Like I just said, I just been balling for 2-3 weeks, but like playing at a varsity level. And I'm having an amazing, I'm just kind of locked in. And then right before we start, I start overthinking. I get in my head. And then everything that could go wrong in my head, that's what I'm thinking about. I'm thinking about, damn, this is varsity. I need to have an amazing scrimmage. I need to have an amazing year. This is varsity. These dudes are bigger, stronger, faster. Do I know my cues? Do I know the plays? Do I need to, in my back pedal, do I need to take 3 steps instead of 4 back pedals? Do I need to bail? Do I need to do this before and cover 2 or cover 3? And then the game starts and it goes exactly how you imagine. I completely shit the bed. Like, I have a terrible scrimmage, and not just me, the whole team had a terrible, like, we all played very, very bad. However, because I was the junior, I was the most expendable one. Like, I was the kind of the weak link. It was very obvious who could go first if somebody needed to go. Everybody else was seniors mostly, and I'm really like the new guy here. I'm the junior, and it was easy for the coaches to just kind of single me out and go, okay, we need to replace Bowser, right? So what happened was they took a sophomore from JV, they moved him to free safety, they moved the senior who was at free safety to strong safety, and I am the odd man out. Like literally, I lost damn near my entire junior season because of a half of a second of doubt, that instead of just going out and playing like I've been doing, like I've gone out, make a mistake, even if I made mistakes, all right, coach, my fault, tap himself on the helmet, I got it on the next one. But I was so tight. Like when you are afraid to make mistakes, you are tight. And then that's how you make the most mistakes. You know what I'm saying? And I didn't just go out there and play. I think like that season I played a few games. I started one game. The next season I started, made All City and stuff like that. Had a great, rest of my high school career. But I always think back to that moment because in a split second, like it was over. Like it was over because I overthought something. I was stuck in my head. I was of what I know I could do. Even if you don't know everything, right? And this is off of sports, this is off of me. But even if you don't know everything going in, figure it out. The best ahead of you have figured it out. The people who make the incredible change in the world, like they're just going. They don't have a rule book ahead of them. This life thing doesn't have a handbook, right? We figure it out as best as we can, and we make it work. So I want you, this is my message to you now, is to jump in, figure it out, break stuff along the way, make mistakes, recover, enjoy the process, but just do, right? So to practice what I'm preaching, okay? So my lady, shouts out to Avery, she's been telling me to go live on Instagram for the longest. Mind you, I've been going live on YouTube and Facebook for years, right? When my podcast with my dad for years. And it's nothing to me. It's just kind of like, yo, I bet, like it's whatever. Like it's nothing. Like I can go live. But for some reason, Instagram, like I kind of freeze up for some reason. I don't know. It's because I think people see me different on Instagram than they do on YouTube. I have no idea. I have no idea what it is. But that has been my overthinking. Like, yo, should I talk about, like, what should I talk about on Instagram? Like, should I have this in place before I get on Instagram? Should I have this in place? When I need to just say fuck it and just do it, right? So my promise that I am just going to say fuck it and just do it. Whatever that is for you, just say fuck it and just do it. You get what I'm saying? When we first started our clothing brand, right? And if you can see it, right? When we first started this brand, right? It was a few years ago, and we knew we wanted to sell merch on our show. We got the machines. We didn't know how to even use the machines, but we said, yo, and this was October, November, right, of 2018, right? We said, all right, we're going to do a Black History Month sale the following February. So that's 2019. So that's only a few months, right? So we got heat press. We got a big ass embroidery machine. We got a vinyl cutter. We got the vinyls. We got the weeders. We got everything. We don't know how to use any of this stuff. Okay. Then not only do we not know how to use this stuff, we don't even have blank shirts ready yet. We don't even have blank shirts that we can print on yet. We don't have any of that stuff. And then our website, because we had a blog on Squarespace, our website wasn't even ready to take orders and take money yet. So we are literally, and we're making announcements. We're going, for Black History Month, we're going to do a sale. We're going to sell our own merch. And we're kind of previewing designs that we've kind of like created. And we have nothing prepared yet, nothing, but we're talking out our ass, right? So the first thing was to kind of learn how to use the machine. So we brought some shirts from downtown Canal Street. You guys know if you're from New York. We got some blank t-shirts, blank hoodies. We're learning how to print on the shirts. We're learning how to weed vinyl designs. We're learning how to create designs. We're learning all these stuff, making mistakes. I've ruined countless amount of shirts, countless amount of hoodies and hats. You have no idea how many I've ruined, okay? And at the same time, we're like, okay, but we need more blanks at a cheaper price. So as we're talking So, but we were still gonna do it. We weren't gonna let anything hold us back. We weren't gonna let anything stop us. We said, "Yo, we're still gonna make this happen," right? And then at the like 11th hour, one of our subscribers to our podcast hit us up and said, "Hey, I work for an apparel company. I can help you guys get an account with us so you can get, bulk orders of blank shirts and blank hats and blank hoodies." At the last minute, like we had no idea how we were gonna do it. That happened. Boom. We get the account. We're able to get blanks. We kind of learn how to use the machinery and stuff like that. I get a website up. I get the website up and running so we can take money and take orders and stuff like that. And we can get the shipping and handling correct. And we just figured it out along the way. And that was, looking back, that was the most fulfilling I felt as an entrepreneur. That was the most like, because we figured this problem out along the way. We didn't wait for conditions to be perfect. It was one of the hardest times I was going through in my life, and we figured it out, and it was amazing. And we have that story to tell. Like I have that story to tell, and I'm glowing. I'm laughing because as it was hard then, I can go back and listen like, yo, we got through that. And every sale we've had since then, like it's like automatic. Like I can go now and want to print a shirt for my son, and I can just pick up the vinyl cutter, create a design, weed it, cut it, print it on a shirt. Like I can do that with my eyes closed now. It's because like I didn't wait. I didn't wait for stuff to be perfect. We didn't wait for us to fully learn the machinery before we started. We didn't wait for to get the right shirts from the right source. We just did it. And that's what I just encourage everybody to do. I think if you just do it, you'll be like you'll realize like things are not going to be perfect. Things don't have to be perfect, but you'll get further along than if you wait. That dream body that you want, it's never going to happen if you keep waiting for the right workout plan, if you keep waiting for the right protein, or the right. And in this, if this sounds specific, it is because I'm talking to myself as well. And I have had these moments where I needed the top of the week to get started, or I needed, a re-up on my protein to get started because, I don't want to wait. I don't want to run out in the middle of me getting in shape. No, just do it, bro. Just do it. Everything doesn't have to be perfect, and you'll feel more rewarded on the other side of it. Okay, I saw this great picture, this great meme. Let me see if I can get it. That's right. Yeah. So I saw this picture, and on Twitter, I think. And if you see it, it's like an idea, and then like the blanks, like the bridge across is being cool. Like it's nothing there, but that's being cool. And on the other side is results. But if you cross that bridge, it says being cringe results. So this perfect example for me, as I was just talking about on Instagram, going Instagram live. Like I always felt like weird on Instagram live for some reason other than YouTube, but that's neither here nor there. But that's being cringe for me. But everything I want is on the other side of me just going through that. I wrote a book in 2020. I wrote the book before 2020, but it came out in 2020. This book right here. This book right here, right? And it took me so long to promote it on my own for some reason, because it just felt weird promoting myself. And if you are in business, you need to promote yourself. You need to shamelessly promote yourself if you want to actually make sales, if you want people to buy your book, if you want people to interact with your brand, you need to promote yourself. And I was just scared to do that for some reason. But and it just felt cringy, but you just have to get past that. You just have to say like, yo, this is what I'm doing. This is what I got. This is the value that I'm bringing to the world. This is my book. Go get it, and go get it. Right. So that was a little meta joke for a little, but yeah, man, just do it. Go for it. That is my message for you today. That might have went a little long, but I just felt like I had to say that. Like it hit me the other day. As I was driving, I'm just like, yeah, I overthink a lot. But the best results I've ever gotten is when I just kind of went for it. And that's what I just kind of think everybody should do. I think you'll be better for it. I think you'll thank your future self, or your future self will thank you if you just went for it. All right. So it's my message. Let me know what is something that you have been holding off because you've been overthinking. Like, let me know in the comments below. And I would love to hear your stories, and we can talk about it. All right. So with that being said, my name is Malcolm. Don't forget to subscribe. I would appreciate it if you subscribe. Tell a friend, and share this with somebody who actually needs this message. I'm really, really curious to see what everybody has to say, because I know a lot of people fight this. I know a lot of people deal with it, with overthinking and wanting things to be perfect before they move, and it's never going to be perfect. Okay, it's never going to be perfect. All right. So, peace.